This clip is brought to you by VegasWinners.com. Get expert sports betting advice from some of the best handicappers in the world. Head on over to VegasWinners.com and win yourself some money.
Your old pal Kenny Omega asked for his release from Deep South Wrestling and gets it. Did you ever even hear that name until more recent years? When was the first time you remember even hearing that name in professional wrestling?
That day that I was at StarCast and I said, who was that?
Gotcha.
I had no idea who.
No, I know you don't keep up with it over there, but I wonder, like, from a creative standpoint, Deep South Wrestling probably wasn't even on you guys' radar in 2006, right?
No, it was. I mean, that was one of our territories that we, training facilities and everything that we had. But unfortunately, I didn't get down there with the kind of frequency that we would have liked to have.
And we're going to talk about some great sports entertainment from 1996. But before we do, boy, you got everybody hot and bothered last week. I guess we should address it right at the top of the program.
Why not get everybody hot and bothered? Aside from showing up.
Well, they took issue with you saying you didn't know Kenny Omega when you had acknowledged seeing Kenny Omega's work back in 2018. But I took what you meant to say as that's the first time you met Kenny Omega.
Which was
StarCast 2018, not 19, but still.
Who said 19?
I don't know. The internet is like, how could he say he only met him? He only knew of him 2 years ago. And he said this. And I assumed, and maybe this is just because you and I are on the same wavelength so often, you never actually, because we were talking about his progress in developmental. And your point was you never met him when he was in developmental, at least as far as you know. Correct. The first time you met him was StarCast 2018. And of course the internet, looking for something to be angry about, said, he talked about him in 2018. How could he not know who he is? I don't think you said you didn't know who he was. And
I didn't, I just never met the guy, and I met him at StarCast for the first time. Super nice guy. He was very nice to me. We only spoke for a matter of a few minutes. But no, I don't think I'd ever met him until that point. So I've seen his work, heard of him, and actually probably commented to you about the silly skit that he did in Toronto or something at a lake house that I found highly entertaining when everybody else was crapping all over the guy. So, no, I just had never met him. So for anybody that wants to hang on my every word, hey, thank you. I greatly appreciate you for that. But to let you know that the facts of the matter is that, yeah, I knew who he was, even though I had really disconnected myself from the business for a few years when I left back in 2008 and disconnected myself from the business from 2013 until roughly probably 2016 when you made me start watching it.
Yeah. I mean, we should mention that I remember, and I forget which one it was, but there was one of those, maybe the first time Meltzer broke his 5-star rating system and went over it. You and I sat down and watched the Okada Omega match. So when you were saying to me, and I guess everybody got hot and bothered about it, you hadn't met him or you didn't know him. I never took that to mean you didn't know of him. And maybe you mistakenly said that, but I knew we had talked about him here on the show. I knew you and I had sat down and watched the match. I thought you meant, hey, I didn't have any interaction with him in Deep South. That's not something I did. I don't remember ever meeting him until Starrcade 2018. And then there was a little controversy last week about nothing. And here we are.
There you go.
So let's jump into it.
Let's dive in.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.